casualties coming out of that scene. Also, we've got a report from the refinery of Isfahan saying that the energy infrastructures there has not been damaged. The same report came from the Iran, from the Tehran refinery center, but it's still we are dealing with a lot of different developments. First, it was Abbas Araghchi, as you mentioned, coming out live today with different statements saying that Iran is going to continue as long as Israelis continue their military strikes. But one last point I wanted to share with you, if I may, is this headline by Kayhan newspaper saying that we're going to finish the war and we're going to finish Israel together. It's very interesting, showing the rhetoric that is here in Tehran.
Right. I was going to ask you about, the reaction and how concerned Iranians are, given that Israel has also been issuing a forced displacement order to Iranian civilians to leave their homes if they live in the vicinity of weapon sites. How concerned are people about this?
Very concerned indeed, because we've got this initial reports that Israelis are targeting military and nuclear sites at the very beginning, but later on it turns out that it's not just the military sites, it's not just the nuclear facilities that are under the attack. We saw civilian infrastructures, we saw energy infrastructures, and we saw buildings not related to actually military complexes or military or weapon companies, but very buildings that belong to ordinary citizens, including one that belonged to university professors here in the capital. We were there to cover the story, and we saw that the attack, they just targeted these buildings in which Iranian top nuclear scientist Dr. Tehranchi was assassinated alongside with his wife, and several civilians. Footages are coming out showing that women and children are being killed as a result of these strikes. There is a funeral scheduled for Tuesday, and according to a state TV report, at least in one of these scenes under strike, at least 20 children have been killed. So people are pretty much aware of the very fact that this is not a nuclear or military related set of strikes, but indeed, regardless of whatever comes from the Israeli side as their statements, the matter of let's say story is that people are aware that the Israelis are going to attack any target possible.
Okay, Tauhid, thank you for bringing us the latest there from Tehran, Tauhid Asadi. Let's find out what's been happening in Israel now and bring in Noor Odeh, who's in Jordan's capital, Amman. Noor is not in Israel because the Israeli government has banned Al Jazeera from reporting from Israel and the occupied West Bank. The level of attacks in Israel is unprecedented, Noor, no doubt. What's the damage inflicted on Israel by the Iranian missiles?